Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. We've got ourselves another best of 5 between these two beasts. Dark at the top left for Dragon Kaiser Gaming, his teammate Hero in the bottom right. And oh man, is it always chaos when these two play. Dark is going to start off with a hatchery block. He's wait, no, he changes his, he's trying to sneak a hatchery past. Oh man, the classic, I'm going to expand at 1 minute and 6 seconds? 8 seconds? Oh my god, that is so late. I think this is a much better build order if you actually go spawning pool, hatchery block, and then hatchery, because then you can start a queen much earlier at home. But notice he's going to come in, he's going to try and delay Hero's expansion, and already right from the start, we're going to have chaos. This is fantastic. Every time you see Hero and Dark playing, you know it's going to be two of the craziest players, both capable of making massive throws, both capable of making massive comebacks, and both using very unpredictable strategies. Very out there and very, very interesting styles. That matchup, I'm just fascinated seeing these two play. This is from the HU, Harrisburg University tournament, by the way. So definitely give some feedback to those guys using the description down below the video. If we could link that up in chat as well, please, I would really appreciate that. Exclamation mark HU. So 4, 5 probes being pulled. There's a lot of minerals you're losing for this. I don't think it's worth building an evolution chamber when there's a zealot and 5 probes there, but you could try to rotate around, knowing Hero doesn't have the minerals to start a nexus straight away after pulling that many workers. And the drone just going to try and circle. Can he block it in time? Oh, okay, not quite. Nexus does go down, and Hero now takes a second gas. Should be taking an extra pylon in a moment, but he's actually going to go for another adept first. Double chrono on the adepts. Okay. Well, that's a good way to punish how late the spawning pool was. Remember, the queens have just started. Ling speed only now begun. And that adept is already well on its way across the map. The drone here is going to circle around and get a good scout off. Unless the adept comes up here to hunt this drone down, he will get to see what tech structure it is. So that's a nice way of punishing Hero for clearly wanting to be aggressive with these adepts. The adept being way too passive, I would argue. Going to try and pick off some zerglings. Good micro by Dark, dude. Oh my god, is he not going to get anything? Hero's like, wait a second, there's no queen, there's not that many zerglings, screw this, I want damage. Does actually take out a bunch of the zerglings, should focus the drone is the big juicy target, but I think he kept expecting Dark to spore trick. He ends up killing 4 zerglings, which is not bad, but it's definitely not a positive trade. At least he's forced a lot of zerglings out here with this other adept as well, and that does keep the worker count low, because your nexus, whilst being very delayed, it's fine if your adepts can force the opponent to make so many fighting units, lose a bit of mining time, and you find yourself in a rather normal sort of setup. The Zealot is still chasing this probe drone in the main base. That is hilarious. Stalker gets a few hits on the Overlord to push it back to the pillar, and it's going to finally put an end to this. Meanwhile, the Adept still cancelling its shade before heading back. Ling speed is about to finish, so he's got to be careful. Second gateway is on the way. Oh, Overlord. I like this choice. He's like, you know what? People usually come up with an Oracle and spot the pillar. So I'm going to run away before that happens. The Stalker does catch it on the way out, but it should survive. Stalker only gets it down to 34 life. If it goes directly right now, it'll survive. But Dark's not microing it. He's trying to use it as bait. He doesn't have enough units to kill any of these. Oh, wait, what? Dark choosing to fight with a much worse army right now. An interesting choice. He does kill the Stalker and save the Overlord, but he loses 5 Zerglings doing it. The rest do take a lot of damage as well. I feel like you want to fight those Zerglings with these Adepts. Adepts shading away right now. Dark droning, building spores in each base. First Oracle feels like it was very delayed. I don't know if Hero was supply blocked or just distracted and forgot to build it. Oh, that Overlord. So slow to get to safety. Bad pathing there for Dark. Dark's got 15 Zerglings, but an Oracle, a Stalker, and a few Adepts should take care of it. This was an extra Stalker he built, so he definitely doesn't want to have to rebuild that. Glaives is on the way. No way. Okay, Hero's going 4-gate Glaives. That's a very delayed Glaive Adept build. It's a surprise, though. And notice they've both had such messy openings that they're not on very good economies. 40 drones versus 38 probes. It's a low economy opening. And with only 1 Oracle on the map, though, that kind of gives away what Hero's doing. Hero's build is actually so obvious. As Dark, you see 1 Oracle, it's past 5 minutes. You're going to go, why is there no second Oracle? Why is there no Phoenix? Like, the only time you stop building after the first Oracle is if you're going Glaive Adepts or a charge lot all in. Dark, though, hasn't built a Rotoran, which means it's classic Dark, not paying attention to his scouting. As I say that, he does start a Rotoran now, but it might be too late. Mass Glaive Adepts coming across. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Zerglings know they can't do anything against that, so he's going to counterattack the third base. but I think he might just be dead. These Adepts are going to blitz on in. There's 6 Queens and nothing else. He's building Zerglings, realizing, well, I can't make Roaches yet. I got to do something. Nice Adept walk in at the 3rd base. The Adepts should be able to hold on to that one. Meanwhile, Adept shade into the natural right now. Zerglings and drones are getting overwhelmed. You cannot fight this. The Queens are the best unit at dealing with the Adepts, and they don't do very much damage. Look at this, though. Drones evacuating from the natural, going back to mine on the main base, on the natural. The main base being devoid of mining, but Dark's avoiding the worst of it. He hasn't really lost a lot of workers. An Extractor is the lowest value building you could possibly kill, costing only 25 minerals. Problem for Dark right now is he doesn't have any gas mining. He's got to do this with Lings and Queens, but I think the numbers are there. Queens on the high ground, Lings with the surround. Not a bad move. Hero's coming forward with more units right now, and he's still making Adepts and +1. Okay, Hero's not transitioning, which means he might actually end up going from a position where I think he could probe up and get ahead. And he is probing up, but he's not teching up. And as the Roaches come out, that's going to cause him some big problems. I would still give Hero the advantage in this scenario, but I don't know for how much longer. Double Robo on the 3rd. I think he's like, okay, I'm going to force mass Roach. Let's go double Immortal production to make sure I don't die. That's a good choice. He's building a Twilight Council as well. Guy, mate, you've gone Glaive Adepts. How can you forget that you've got a Twilight Council when you've literally opened Glaive Adepts? Hero. Hero is just... This is just like yet another reminder that Hero doesn't know what he's doing before the game starts. He's making it up as he goes. Because he's just like, I built 2 Robos. I think I built a Twilight about now. Because, yeah, after opening Oracle, you need a Twilight. And it's like, no, dude, you already did that. You just forgot. Okay, he realized he just canceled it. He just canceled it. Starts Blink there in the main base. I love it. His flexibility on the fly is next level. Dark as well, though. Dark's going to drop a Spire. Oh, interesting. Now, do we see a Robo Bay and an attempted Colossus timing? Oh, Spire gets scouted by the Revelation. You should have put that a little bit further back. Toon's going to get some damage. You do not want to lose that Oracle. Now, in this scenario, you've got an option. You can try to push with just like 8-gate Stalker Immortal before the mutas are out. You need to push very soon. Or you need to build Stargates. If he's thinking of going mass Mutalist, you need Stargates. You can try to defend a small number with Blink Stalkers, maybe a cannon in each mineral line, maybe a shield battery as well. But if Dark commits to mass Mutalist, then Blink Stalkers will not cut it. He's moving out, yeah. He's going to try and hit right as the Spire is finishing. Okay, Dark's going for the aggressive counter, and even just forcing Ravagers to morph is a really good move, because that means there's less gas potentially being spent on Mutalists. So even by feinting this push, just moving across and going, ooh, look at me, I'm attacking you. Even that's quite scary. Without a Prism, it doesn't look like a committed attack. I think he is just trying to scare Dark right now. And here we go, Dark coming in. There's a lot of Adepts in there. It's a pretty good surround. Blink's not ready yet, though. Oh, man. The Biles were juicy. The Stasis Trap may have stopped the Zerglings from attacking, but they still did their job of surrounding his units, and no Blink really hurt. 3 Adepts come in the natural, but good response by Dark. Dark's all over it this game. Looks like Hero not finding the mark. Adept does shade into the main base. Roaches will deal with that easily. And what do we have? Stalkers. And he feels like he needs to keep attacking, or Mutalisks are going to come out. But that's exactly what Dark wants. He's got mass Roach Ravager Zergling. He'll crush this army with enough army of his own. And he doesn't even need to build the Mutalisk. It's the threat of the Spire is getting the work done for Dark. And that is working so bloody well. Prism Micro there, picking up some of these units. Good blink backs. And his stutter step is smooth. The units lost tab way in favor of Dark right now. Hero trying to secure a 4th in the north. +2 attacks on the way for him. +2 melee for Dark. Dark's also taking his 7th and 8th gases. Putting on those will give him a big step up here. Stalker's still trying to keep him pinned back defensively. I think we have to recall at this point. That's a great recall. Queens look for the Oracle. Not quite able to get it. 11 Mutalisks are on the way. It's going to be mass muted. Dark realizes, hey, you're clearly not building Phoenix. You've picked the aggressive counter to the mutas. And that means once I defend that aggressive move, the mutas are even more powerful because I know you don't have Phoenix tech. He's even got a Stargate, so he could build single Phoenix if he wants to. But without any Phoenix, man, it's tough to beat mutas. Alright, Oracle does go down. Roach Ravager Zergling coming from the top right. Stalker Immortal doing what they can. Mutas coming in. Oh, that Immortal trying to fight as well as it can right now. Stalkers with some good stutter step. Mutas are not the best frontal fighting unit for Dark, but he might just have the numbers. It might not matter. The Muta's trying to dance away. He doesn't want to go too deep or they get focus fired by the Stalkers. There's just no way of dealing with these Zerglings. The Stalker's getting absolutely ran over. Archons are so good versus Zerglings and Mutalisks, but he hasn't made it there yet. He's on pure Stalker, and it's just not enough to hang on. He's getting overrun. Dark doing really well. From having no roaches and literally no answer to Glaive adepts, he defends it purely by just running workers around. And I think Hero missed an opportunity. I think if Hero had sent even 2 adepts into Dark's third during that aggression, he would have been able to really force a lot more damage. And I just think he needed to really trap the drones a bit more and really commit into them. But Hero wasn't able to do it. Dark finds himself in the lead. I love the Mutalist tech choice, and I love the delay on getting it. Seeing Hero being aggressive, he delayed the tech. He's now fighting head-on there and head-on down the bottom as well. Hero just does not have the numbers, and Dark up 1-0 in the series. All right. First game was a little bit confusing for me. Not as chaotic as it could have been. Maybe it's just because I expect these games to be so chaotic. I mean, there was a proxy hatch block into adept counter pressure, into a weird adept. Okay, it was actually pretty damn hectic. But anyway, we'll see what happens on Hecate. Dark in the top right, Hero in the bottom left. It looks like Hero is going to be just going for that low ground pylon. Very standard stuff. I wonder if he skips a scout at all in this series. It's been a while since yeah, he's skipping a scout. He's going gas first. It's been a while since Dark actually went for a 12 pool. So I actually think this is a pretty good idea against him, is do a really greedy build, hit a very sharp opening. Just keep in mind, Hero generally, as much as he's a loose creative player, he's much tighter on his openings than Dark is. Dark really struggles with Hero simply because he often falls behind. Dark is obviously constantly riddled by supply blocks, and whilst Hero sometimes falls apart, makes some really bad strategic errors, he rarely dies in a series because he gets supply blocked 4 games in a row, whereas that actually does happen to Dark a fair bit of the time. So Hero, sometimes when he beats Dark, it looks really one-sided in the early game. The crazy thing is, I've seen him get so far ahead against Dark in the early game, and Dark has this way of just tricking Hero. Protoss is a very strategic race, where you want to understand what your opponent's doing and try to tailor your plan around what they're doing to a certain extent. And Dark is very good at tricking you, making you think he's being greedy, and he surprises you with a big attack. And Hero falls for this all the time. And he admits in interviews he hates playing against Dark, even though he has a winning record versus him, because he feels like Dark always has his number. Dark is very hard to read. He never is sure if what he's committing to is the right thing, which is why sometimes you see him do these crazy attacks at times that just seem like absolute nonsense. And other times you see him, you know, not capitalize when he really should and sit back a little bit too much. I'm not saying he plays scared, because he doesn't. It's just sometimes there seems to be a little bit of logic lacking, where there's so many mind games that happen between these two that sometimes the players second guess themselves and do end up making the wrong decision. Quick, someone clip Pig saying Protoss is a strategic race. I've always said that. Basically, like for the early mid-game especially, early and mid-game, Terran is the race where you tend to just follow build orders a lot more, and it's tactical adjustments. It's how you use your army. That is where like the high-level kind of problem-solving and creativity and mechanics come into play. Whereas Zerg and Protoss naturally adapt around their opponents a little bit more. Obviously, you can still play like Zest was a very unreactive Protoss player. He'd just hit a timing attack. His build would be chosen before the game starts 99% of the time, and he found a way to make that work. That's the beauty of StarCraft. Hero is very flexible, though, in how he approaches it, for sure. Like, Hero, you could tell he's adapting on the fly. Zergling's looking for proxies right now. So it's a quick Oracle. It seems like a pretty chilled out opening. I don't think Dark's actually doing anything too crazy. I mean, or Hero's doing anything too crazy. He just kills the Overlord with the early Stalker, which is great on this map because the pillar's so far away. He's got an Oracle coming out at a really good timing. He's going to get a second gateway, take a third base. So it's just a, I'm going to get a head start on my gas, get a really early Oracle, chrono a second Oracle, just a second later, go for a nice quick third base. You know, really solid opening. Spore Crawler in the main should be finishing just in time. That's a very early Spore Crawler, and it was necessary. 3-minute 24 Spore Crawler needed to defend this. Oracle rediverts its path over towards that third base. Queens are in position. And those drones turning into Or lava turning into drones. The eggs, of course, being much safer. Slow Zergling does see the third base. Dark delayed his ling speed a lot this game to do a very greedy opening because he knew he was playing against no scouting from Hero. So even though Dark lost an Overlord, his opening's been good. Ooh, does lose a drone there, and that Spore Crawler will have to get cancelled. Nice move by Hero. He manages to get the kill. Oracle pulls back. Dark has not realized he's almost supply blocked. And he's not going to realize until this next lava inject pops, so that's a bummer. Dark's about to hit a big supply block. Oh, it's actually really bad because the oracles keep distracting him, so he still has not noticed that he's got a lot of lava popping out. Now he hits a supply block on 66, but he still doesn't notice. He's still not building overlords. He starts a lair. Uh-oh. Classic Dark supply block coming in. He does start one overlord now. It's slowly dawning on him that he has rocked into that supply gap. Roach Warren's on the way as well. 4 adepts here are threatening, but not really diving. Triple Oracle going to dive the main base. Queen's trying to rally up. The Oracles could fight these Queens. And he goes for it. 1, 2, 3, 4 volleys from 3 Oracles to kill the Queen. Nicely done. Gets her, gets in, gets out. Wait, what? Is that he's trying to scare him. Guys, Hero's playing mind games. He's building a pylon on the front. He wants Dark to see that and get freaked out. It's not real. It's a fake pylon. Literally, Hero is playing 300 IQ mind games. And remember, the thing with 300 IQ mind games is sometimes they're 0 IQ. Because Dark hasn't even seen it. And even if he does see it, I don't even know what you're trying to trick him into thinking this is. I think he wants him to think it's a Glaive adept all-in. But it's actually just a standard Blink Stalker macro play. So Hero's just throwing it like it's not that big a cost. A 100 pylon, 100 mineral pylon to throw off your opponent because this is just such a rare move. And it almost always, a pylon on the front is tied to very heavy aggression. Unfortunately for him, Dark hasn't seen it. Oracle and Adept doing a really good job of pressuring right now, keeping Dark under the gun. Dark does squeeze 10 more drones out. This is without building a single roach, so he is not reacting at all. And he's actually going to go Spire again. Oh, Dark going for Spire. Apparently, he's feeling on this map pool, this meta. This is the Spire meta. Let's do it. Oracle's going to hide in the back. If they could scoop around the back of the natural and see that, that would be great. Stasis Trap's getting some good denial on the mining time, just being irritating. Robo's on the way as well. Some extra gateways right now for Hero. Queen's going to stop the rotation. Nope. And they get past, but they don't see the Spire. Queen pressure, fantastic for Dark. And that hiding positioning on that Spire, very well done. Because now you've got a Hero. Wait, he's actually using it. He's actually using it. Now, if this was the plan all along, building the pylon a minute and a half ahead of time was absolutely ridiculously silly. But he's now using it for Stalker Warpins on the front. It's a 4-gate Stalker pressure with Blink finishing at 6 minutes 30. This is a brutal timing, and it's fantastic against Spire play. Dude, this is a brilliant play. He's got +1 weapons already finished. The Stalker's blinking back, and he's got the gateway coming up on the front as well. Knowing Hero, he's gonna basically hit a supply block and spend his minerals building 3 shield batteries on the front. Adept's going to the natural and kill 11 drones in the midst of this. That Adept in the main as well. Stalkers on the front still trying to pick off those Queens. The Adept not being microed. It's all about the Stalkers. Stasis Traps behind it, doing pretty well. The Queens are adding a little bit of range damage, but only so much. 3 more pylons and a gas are building behind this. Hero with the units on the front. Dark taps out. Was that a little bit early? That felt a little bit early. I guess he just was losing so many units. Look at the units lost tab. Oh yeah, no, that was not early. That's fine. He's lost 45 units for 8. I think after losing those drones, what's he got? He's got a few roaches, zerglings, queens. Maybe he's leaving too early, but I mean, this is such a tough position to be in. I think after losing those units to those adepts that came in the natural, which, sorry, I caught that a little late. Going for a Spire, 6 gas, and it looks like he wanted to take a 4th base. And Hero with great Oracle Adept pressure, a very greedy opening into this, and then just starts warping it on the front and takes the fight to him, immediately leveraging Blink for insanely efficient trades. Really well played by Hero. All right. Game 3 now. We got a series on our hand on Oceanborn, Dark in the top left, and of course, Hero is refusing to let him expand. Now, don't get me wrong, Dark's been doing reactive hatchery blocks a lot when people do this recently, but after doing it in game 1, I doubt he does it again. Indeed, it looks like he's just going to go take his 3rd. Hero goes gateway into gas here. Not sure if this was an earlier pylon than normal, but you can see his gateway started at about 37, 38 seconds, so very solid build. Hatchery for Dark does start 10, 11 seconds ago, so 49 seconds. That's a pretty well-timed hatchery. Good to see Dark sending his drone out on time. Now, Dark usually doesn't counter micro very well versus this, but so far, no, there we go. He's already got a drone bounced off the patch. He's trying to correct it. You can see already his drones are getting bounced. Yeah, Dark's one of the players whose mining gets massively messed up from this harassment usually. And if you're not good enough at microing, like Dark seems to be, or maybe he's just too lazy, you should just send a drone to attack the probe to scare it off, and it'll be more efficient. Because otherwise you end up with a lot of workers often tripling up on these far away patches, and then not being efficiently mining on the closer patches, which is always rough. But good harassment by a hero until that moment where he accidentally lets it finish mining the 5 minerals. All you want to do is occupy the minerals so no one else can mine it, and that's all. Second gas goes up in the main base. Oracle openings are usually the main move for hero, but I could imagine him going for maybe a Glaive adept or a sneaky. And we almost never see Dark Templar Archon drops these days. Probe harass, just being a bit of a D-bag. Nice. Now, there is a few zerglings building, but one of the reasons you hang in there this long is if there's like 2 or 3 lava ready and waiting when the spawning pool finishes, it means the zerg's skipping drones to build 6 zerglings. If they build 6 zerglings from there, 2 from there, those 8 zerglings can go across the map. They'll arrive down here as your adept shades out, and they can run in and depower your gate, and then they can rally zerglings behind it and win the game. So it's definitely something you got to be very wary of as a Protoss player if you do a very standard 1-gate expand, and especially if you don't chrono your second gateway unit, to hang out and check for that with your probe. You won't always get punished for it. A lot of players, even in GM, forget to check for this, but it's just one of those little things where you'll get caught off by cheeky Zerg players if you don't. Stargate in the main base right now for Hero. His third base for Dark is on the way. And it looks like a straightforward opening. Now, is this a good map for Queen Walk? Dark loves his Queen Walks. He loves his big surprise roach attacks. Getting out from under the aggression of Hero is always the first question, though. He's shown a preponderance towards Mutalisk so far this series. Worked one game, didn't work the other. Nice Spore trick there for Dark. First Oracle's already 3/4 of the way done. Dark needs to get a Spore in the main pretty soon. He's going to have 2 Queens on the third to defend that base. Second Gateway's coming in. No divergences from the normal build order for Hero just yet. This is pretty much what you'd expect. He will need another pylon soon, and likely to take a third base in the near future. That adept's going to get caught out. No, Shade's back. So he's got 2 adepts in the third. Nexus is going to start. There are 10 Zerglings, but I don't think they can kill it, not with 2 adepts there. There should be... Oh, nice pylon placement. Creates himself a little choke point. Oh, not that good. Not that nice a position, though. That pylon needed to be 1 space further south if he wanted to use that choke point. Otherwise, he should have used the one up there. So it was actually poor positioning there. 4 Hero gets caught out. Dark does trade. 9 Zerglings for 2 adepts. I think that's a good trade, usually for the Zerg player, though. Some people debate that. Units lost tab does show it's in favor of Hero. Oracle takes a fair bit of damage for just 2 drones so far. Twilight Council's on the way right now. We've got another gateway coming in, so 3-gate Twilight Council already. Are we planning another big blink attack? I mean, this looks like another big blink attack. No Forge started yet. 4th and 5th gateway. You're not doing Glaives, are you? No, I don't think he would with 4 gas. I think it's just another very sharp blink attack. And it's because Dark keeps trying to do these Mutalisk builds, right? He's playing a very greedy style. He's not playing a very aggressive Dark style. Hero's like, all right, man, I'm just going to go blink probably. No way. Glaive starting at 5 minutes into 6-gate Glaives. Oh my god, are you drunk? I mean, Dark was so late on his Roach Horn in game 1 and yet won that game. And I think Hero's maybe like, okay, I screwed up. I can get him this time. This is going to be an insane mass adept attack. It's going to hit so late. But Dark is known for building an incredibly late Roach Horn. He starts this one on time. Oh, that's Hydras. He's playing Hydras. Hydras die to adepts in small numbers. But if you have a critical mass, like if Dark is planning to stop... Oh man, he's building 66 drones. I don't know if you can defend this with 66 drones. If he goes straight into range on the Hydras, gets range, 10 Hydras out, and then nothing but Zerglings to help buffer, plus the Queens in front, he absolutely could defend this. It's going to be dicey. It's going to be a little dicey, though. This is a very late attack. One of the weaknesses of this attack is you don't have a forward warp-in point. You have to warp in at your third and then just shade across the map, or at your natural and shade across the map. It's 12 adepts right now. Make it 13 with 6 gateways coming up behind it. The Oracle's taking big damage. They will hide in the corner. No, okay, he's going to rotate around and get out of there. He's not seen a Roach Horn. He did see the Hydra Den. Oh, here we go. 5 Hydras, 14 Zerglings are on the way. The Adept's coming across the map. I think the Overlord, or maybe this Zergling actually saw it. Nice Zergling behind the hedge. Spotted that bad boy. Oracles do clean up a drone that was looking to take a 4th base. Adepts are going to dive on in. I think it's time to just fight the Queens, honestly. I think with this, you're going to be... Oh, he's going to go on top. I'd cancel the Shade if I was him. Cancel the Shade. Nice cancel. If you get rid of the Queens, apart from the Hydra Zergling, that's really good because the Queens are the main tanking unit. You'd like to kill these Hydras before they collect too many numbers. And look, he's got range upgrade now. He's got range upgrade. 7 Hydras, soon to be 10. 10 Hydras with range. Kill Adepts very quickly. Yes, they'll melt if the Adepts can hit them. The Adepts only have 4 range. The Hydras have 6 range now. Hydras do beat the heck out of them in a frontal fight. Adepts are going to shade up into the main base. Hydra's trying to get on top of this. And look at that micro from Dark. Exceptional micro. I actually think he might hold this. There is still a lot of Adepts coming across the map right now. A few drones do go down, but not that many. The Zergling's doing great. Trying to rejoin these forces at the front. But look at this. He's building Immortals behind it. Immortals are not going to counter Hydra Zergling. There's a Lairtech Lurker down on the way. And this delayed Adept attack just did not find the mark. It was not a very crisp timing. It may have caught Dark off guard. And that's always the thing you look for in Hero and Dark games. They're never optimizing for timing. They're never optimizing the strategy for anything except deceitfulness. They just want to make sure the opponent doesn't know that it's coming. The problem with that is sometimes you hit such a loose timing, even without them knowing it's coming, they can stop it. And that's exactly what Dark has achieved right here. Robo, second Robo Bay and Forge. He's going to try and go Disruptors, maybe Colossus, but it's actually Disruptors once he sees Lurkers he'll need. Oh my god, is he going to shade? He shades on top of the Hydras! Oh, wild move! Wild move! He gets a lot of them. He got a lot of Hydra kills. That's great. This is a really good move. Look at the units lost tab. Way out on the units lost now. All the Zerglings were getting picked off. The Hydra's going up and fighting without the Queens to buffer the Adepts or butcher them. Oh, he's done it! Okay, I thought it was held, but it turns out wave 16 of Mass Adept actually finds the mark. Damn, dude. How many Hydras did he get? 10 Hydra kills. You can see massive advantage in the units lost. And he's up 15 workers. Disruptors and charge on the way as well as +1. Hero's got this one in the bag. A nice timing attack to catch Dark off. And yeah, Roaches are obviously what you want over Hydras. But because he scouted it so late, Dark was already committed. He's like, okay, I've just got to play mass Hydraling and hope I can get the numbers. But the 6-gate Adept causing him problems. There's no way you want to let that finish. Oh, he's going to let 2. Okay, that's cute. 2 Adepts will go in. Oh, these Adepts do take out a few Hydras. You got to be careful. You may have the range advantage. Adepts, when they land hits, they do really nice damage. 22 damage a shot to the 90 hit point Hydralisk. Funnily enough, they don't 4-shot them anymore. So ever since the Hydra's got the extra life, it takes 5 shots from an Adept to kill a Hydra. It's a pretty rare interaction, but it is funny to think they did nerf Adepts versus Hydras at one point. Don't think anyone was thinking about that interaction at the time. And the Disruptors though. Oh, the balls! Good spready from Dark, only loses a single Hydra. Oh man, you gotta be careful here. He's got more Disruptors behind it though. Adepts clean up the Zerglings, cancels the Shade. Lurker's trying to come forward, but as long as you keep your Oracles alive, they are amazing detection. Oh, he just killed one of the morphing Lurkers, that's cute. Army's moving around the bottom side. 4th base has a cannon and a battery on it. A few more cannons trying to build. Dark trying to just jump on top of him. Dark's on 50 workers. He's all in right now. He's all in. Disruptor's going out. Good. Big Disruptor shots. Oh! Cry havoc and let loose the balls of war. Hero just bringing out some Shakespearean nuts and dropping them all over Dark's push. A bit of a desperate counter push for Dark. Not enough to break through. All right, we got Dark. He's got to win this game and the next to win this series. It's going to be tough, man. Hero has been all over him with these crazy aggressive openings. And oh, he sees the drone hiding. Hero's like, yeah, there's nah. And now Dark's trying to pretend like he's still trying to fake it, even though he's gone and taken the other base, to try and convince Hero to you know, not scout or whatever. But at this point, he's like, okay, I'll just go take my gas in my spawning pool. And Hero, of course, this is what we call obnoxious harassment. It's where he gets right in the mineral line and starts doing it. And he's going to try and bounce these drones around. Dark with a quick correction there. Ooh, Dark actually counter-microing very nicely. Well done. Very rare to see him do that. Nexus does go down just a couple seconds late there for Hero, but no big deal. And Hero, of course, is going to go confirm that there is indeed no proxy hatchery happening. Pig, you accidentally showed who wins, says Sufu. How did I show that? What'd you guys see? How? I literally don't even have the result open anywhere. I don't know. I didn't even know who wins what map. I do know the end result of the series. I unfortunately saw that before casting, but I have no idea who wins each map. So all I know is the final scoreline, which makes it more exciting for me casting. But always interesting when people say weird things. I'm pretty sure just trying to throw me off. The high-level Twitch chat trolling. Oh, made you look. Stargate's on the way right now. Gateway is there. Cybercore there as well. Now, okay. Guys, can you explain this wall off to me? Can a gateway fit there? I think he might. I don't think he can power a gateway there. So I think it's just a really weak wall off, right? He gets busted. He's not going to be able to wall behind that very well. Hero walls are always a thing of, you know, very, very special art. Let's go for the pylon block. Delays the third. There was already 6 lings built, and there's actually 4 more zerglings building. That's a reaction, though. It's not some sort of all-in. I thought it might be a ling flood for a moment, but it looks like he's just chilling out. Adept did stay at home this game. We've got the Oracle on the way in the main, and Hero's really good at always remembering this pylon. Dark's 36 Overlord is actually quite on time. You're naturally a tiny bit supply blocked on 36, but notice it popped before the lava injected, so he's able to immediately start just flooding out drones. This is actually a way better opening for Dark. As I say that, he's completely forgotten the 44 Overlord, though. So, you know, classic Dark things. He does start it now. I mean, he's building a Spore Crawler, which allowed him to build another drone at least. He is able to spend all of his minerals, so it's not the end of the world. But first Oracle coming forwards across this map. We've got 2 Adepts and a Probe moving out to the right side. If we see another Adept push, I'm going to go crazy, says Twitch chat. I'm kind of with you there. I doubt we would see that again. Ooh, if you got 3 drones, I'd be okay with it. 2 drones, it's not bad, but that Oracle is basically relegated to defensive duty. This takes the spice and the bite out of any future dive-ins. The Zerglings, 3 of them have died only for 2 Adept kills, which is fantastic for Dark. That's actually really, really good. So you've already taken an Oracle off the front lines. You've taken 2 Adepts out. I mean, this is great. You've delayed the 3rd base. Now Hero's the one hitting a slight supply block while he waits for that pylon to finish. Fantastic opening for Dark so far. And, yep, that 3rd base is getting droned up. He's got a Spore in the main. Already he's got a fast melee as well. Wow, Dark is miles ahead in this game. Because he's done a bunch of damage and he's being greedy behind it. And he's done this all by skipping the queens. He's only on 4 queens. Now he builds 2 more queens. As long as he can defend the triple Oracle wave, he'll be good. And he does not have enough queens in the natural to do that. I think he should bring all of his queens together to help defend this. He's realizing now, uh-oh, I don't have enough units. So he is starting to bring them over. The Oracles don't realize there's no Spore finished in the natural, so they run up to the 3rd. Oh, he splits the Oracles, but actually loses the one that he splits. He does get 5 drones, but loses an Oracle for it. It's not free damage. Origin of Twilight on the way after the 2 gases on the natural. Extra gateways coming in right now. We've got 5 gateways up for Hero. Is he going? I think he's going Blink again. +1 Blink aggression, kind of similar to the one he did with the pylon on the front, except obviously he doesn't have the Adept pressure leading into it. He's building a 3rd Oracle as well. And we'll see in a moment exactly what he's focusing on. So technically a 4th Oracle, but it's replacing the 3rd one that died. Few Adepts are coming forward, but he's leaving the Watchtower clear. This is giving Dark so much information. Rotoron on the way, Lair almost finished, 51 drones for Dark, 56 probes. So Hero is ahead on the economy, but he's got to be careful to not throw his units away. Lots of Zerglings in there. Oh, he wants to catch the Shade home. Oh, look at this, man. Or no, he's going for a run by. Does catch some Adepts warping. Why are we warping in so many Adepts when we don't have Glaives? I think he's maybe trying to scare Hero a little bit. Of course, they are decent units versus the Zerglings. The Zerglings getting quite a few probes. He's actually committing to the hatchery. The Oracle's going to go down, though. You've got to be careful. You do not want to lose your Oracles for this. He does cancel the 4th base, but he loses an Oracle, and he's going to lose a bunch of Adepts as well. Oracle runs out of energy, so it can't cover for them. And another Adept goes down. Lings intercept the Shade. All those Adepts going down. Dark is all over this early game. Stargate and Fleet Beacon goes down behind it. What in the hell? Hero has been doing this fleet recently. 88 supply, 3 base carrier transition. It's absolutely drunk StarCraft. I do not like it. I've never liked it. Even when he wins with it, he only wins because he's way ahead, in my opinion. Spire's already on the way for Dark anyway, so dual Stargate is especially bad if the Zerg has opened up with a quick Spire. I hate defensive blink on 3 base into carriers. I think it's an awful build order. And, you know, if you open fast Stargates, then go Blink after the carrier build for Classics carrier build while taking a 4th, that I don't mind, the Blink transition after the carriers. But going a bunch of, I mean, he's still making Adepts. Why has he made so many Adepts? He's harassing with mass non-Glaive Adept this game, trying to scare Dark, knowing that he kind of scared him with the big Glaive Adept timings in the previous games, but carriers are going to be running into potentially very early Corruptors. He hasn't found that Spire yet. There we go. Okay, Hero sees the Spire. Does he notice it? Yes, he does. Great scouting for him. And he's going to build a 3rd Stargate in response? Oh, man's going to try and win the air war. Okay. He's going to try and go mass Void Ray. I think after the first 2 carriers, he should start building Voids, because carriers get countered by Corruptors. Voids do pretty well versus Corruptors. We'll see which way it goes. This game's going to get weird. Without a 4th base, it does feel like the Zerg can really cause you a lot of problems. Phoenix Range is on the way. I don't know if you care too much about facing Mutalisks. I feel like Void Ray carrier does well enough versus Mutas, and it's actually the Corruptors that are the bigger the threat. He's planning for the Phoenix since they do hard counter those units. Oh, beautiful Zergling split there from Dark. That was great. He splits off a single Zergling, sets off the Stasis Trap, Biles in the mineral line. Adepts are going to shade away, Stalkers are going to try to blink away, but man, that's a lot of Zerglings with +1 melee. Uh-oh, those Stalkers are going down, man. Oracles need to try and cover them. One of them has a lot of energy, but it ain't doing nothing. Gonna go down. Looks like a Stalker and an Adept over there getting cleaned up. Great fights for Dark. 3 Phoenix are building at a time right now. Problem is, Phoenix are a bit of a one-dimensional unit. They're good at picking up Ravagers, Banelings, and killing Mutalisks. Not that good at anything else. We'll see, though, if he can shut this down well enough. Cannon and a battery is there. Already a bunch of Phoenix ready to shut down these Mutt-Mutts. It was only a small commitment, though. So I don't think Dark's too worried. He'll build Corruptors to counter the Phoenix. Keep in mind, if you get +1 air weapons, you can smash those Corruptors. You've already got range. You get +1 air weapons, keep up the Phoenix production, you'll do very well. But only on 3 bases is the problem. How do you even secure a 4th right now as Hero? You've got a few slow Zealots and nothing else. He's making charge in +2, mixing in another carrier here. He is, of course, hiding his carriers in the back for now, just keeping them on the defense. Twitch chat's pointing out that Mutas beat Void Rays. Cost for cost, it's kind of similar trading, actually, I believe. But they do win because you can build them a lot faster. The thing is, it's not a mass Muta play from Dark. That's the reason why I wanted to see Void Rays. Because the thing is, he's only building a handful of Mutas. So now by going heavy Phoenix, unless you really commit to mass Phoenix and crush the Corruptors as well, you're kind of spending a lot of money on a unit set that killed 6 Mutalisks and nothing else. So it's really something where definitely going into a more well-rounded composition can do very, very well. And he's going to pick up the Ravages here. Muta Corruptor obviously can do okay versus Phoenix or Void Rays. Like, Corruptors can tank versus Phoenix, Mutas can tank versus Void Rays. But at top-level micro, I know Hero would be very good at focus firing the Phoenix on the Mutas and the Void Rays on the Corruptors. Carriers also wreck Mutalisks as well, pretty damn hard. Right now it's just a mass Ravagerling Bane attack. The carriers need to come forward. There's just enough Corruptors to cause them issues. The carriers need to get out here and slow this attack down. Otherwise, he's going to lose his economy on that 3rd base. Corruptors coming forward, trying to damage these Phoenix right now. Here we go, Ling, Bane, Ravager. It's a big attack. Dark's only on 78 workers. He needs to get damage done right here, right now. Battery overcharge comes down. One of those carriers taking big damage. Bile's actually softening them up. The carrier does go down. Banelings destroy the entire mineral line. And this is a problem. Without having Void Rays to help deal with the Corruptors, the carriers are just getting wrecked. And this is why the Phoenix aren't great unless you double down and go mass Phoenix and dominate with them and then pick up all the Ravages and Banelings before they get into your base. But this kind of carrier into Phoenix, it's not a great transition, and Dark has shown exactly why. He definitely did really nice with that attack, getting 19 probes, clearing the ground army. Of course, the Phoenix can get a little bit of revenge here, but clearing out that base and all the probes on it is massive. Now, Hero does need to transfer workers from his natural out to that 4th. He needs to get back into probe production if he wants to play the long game. There's not a real counterattack available to him. And of course, just more Corruptors, more Lings, more Banes, more Ravages is the play. I'd love to see Dark mine these minerals out and actually get to that right side of the map, because he's got to try and punish that base over there. Hasn't done anything to it just yet. Has he taken down these rocks? No, he's just letting that base exist for free. Very odd choice by Dark. But he's far ahead in the momentum. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if you can defend that base. 2 cannons and a battery is not enough to defend mass zergling on its own. 11 Corruptors here. 5 Void Rays, 7 Phoenix, and a Carrier. The ground army is just a couple of Archons and Stalkers. It's not really a very well-rounded one. It's always dangerous diversifying from a heavy ground opening into a heavy air opening off just 3 base. You end up with your upgrades split between all sorts of different units. I mean, he's committed to a massive air units without getting even +1 air weapons. Meanwhile, Dark is hanging on 81 drones. Infestation put on the way. Massling Bane getting ready on the right side. Those Phoenix are going to have a lot of work to do trying to pick up these Banelings. But look at how many there are, man. The Phoenix are struggling. Stasis Trap blocks some of the Zerglings. On the left, the Carrier Archon are doing okay for now. But the Roaches get after the Archons. Oh, no! Hero already losing an Archon. The Zerglings and the Banelings both get frozen by Stasis Traps. Nice defense by Hero. He's building 4 probes at a time. He's already on 66 workers. He's going to try and build a mothership. He's making Zealots right now. And he's trying to scrap together a decent game. How many Corruptors we got? Only 12. 12 Corruptors can't really dive in and kill everything. Phoenix pick up a few Banelings before pulling back. Nice play so far by Hero. He's doing pretty well, man. He's actually getting his supply up pretty nice. It's not a great supply, but neither is Dark's. It's just Roach, Corruptor, a lot of Zerglings, a few Banelings being morphed. Alright, one of those Corruptors goes down. Dark trying to micro, but he does not have enough Corruptors. This micro makes no sense for Dark. Kills a Void Ray, but he loses like 3 or 4 Corruptors for it. A very costly trade. Massling's coming in with the Roaches here. The Ling Bane on the right side is going to try and bust that mineral line. If they can find the workers, that'll be great. The Archon's doing really well. If those 2 Archons can defend together and defend the Zerglings, that's going to be a good hold. No way. No way, man. Dude, Hero's back in this game. I mean, I'm not saying it's amazing, but Dark's transitioning into Hydralisks right now. Who the hell goes for 14-minute Hydra upgrades for the first time? A weird choice, but is it a good one? Phoenix suck versus Hydras in low numbers. Void Ray suck versus Hydras. There's only 1 Carrier. Archon Zealots, not great versus Carriers. There's no Colossus, Storm, or Disruptors right now. This could actually work really well, man. This could actually work really well. Chat says Loco ? Yeah, the guy that never beats Skytoss and complains about it all day. He does. He goes Hydra Corruptor, which is objectively the worst composition versus Skytoss. I know it's a meme, but it was so funny. It was so funny when the first time I saw him playing Skytoss, and it's like armies half Hydras, half Corruptors, and I'm like, what am I looking at right now? I'm like, why didn't you just GG? Like, it's such a bad army. You're like, well, it both doesn't hit early enough to beat them before they get splash damage, and it all dies to splash damage. And you're like, so you're building 2 things that get countered by storms? And I'm like, oh no. I've been there before. I try not to repeat it. Big counterattack here for Hero, but that is mass Hydra with, oh my god, he's got 31 Hydras. Hero needs to get out of there. Hero needs to pull back right now, but Dark's peeing on his base. Oh, Dark comes in with the BMPP, takes down his natural. Stalkers do take out a bunch of Corruptors. Storm is starting, as well as 2 Robos are on the way. I mean, if he gets Storm up, he can definitely win this game. Hero just needs to try to get a gold base. That's the scary bit, is moving away from his static defense right now. If he can get a gold base, though, he's maxed out. If he just gets a ton of Storm, it counters pretty much the whole army. I guess Lurkers are now on the way, as well as the Lurker movement speed upgrade. Phoenix Micro here versus the Corruptors. Looks like the Corruptors will win this fight. Phoenix technically outranged them by 1. Corruptors 6 range, Phoenix 7. So, yeah, he's doing okay. Ling's running in on the right side. Stalkers are there. Immortals are building, which are not bad versus Lurkers. But I do worry that the Lurkers are going to catch him with no room to pull back, and that could cause a lot of issues for Hero in this game. Hero has not rebuilt his natural. He's decided, screw it, we'll long distance mine it for now. Stalkers catch a mass Baneling morph in the bottom right. There's a Viper on the way. Dark's running into a really scary point in the game. I don't know if any of you remember Pigfest. Hero and Dark, epic 7-game series, final game. Dark way ahead. Hero massively screwed up his build after forgetting a second pylon. And then Hero just turtled, realizing I'm so far behind, I've got to turtle to late game. And then Dark basically got to late game, made 1 of every single unit in the game, and just sat there. It's like the man was role-playing Noah's Ark rather than playing StarCraft, and he threw a massive advantage. And I'm worried right now that he's taking a little bit too long to do anything with this army. Well, hold the phone. Banelings are finding the mineral line. Oh, Ling's canceled the 5th on the gold as well. Great run by... Oh, and he just abducted something. He just abducted Mama. Viper does get feedback there. Nice feedbacks He can't break the Lurkers, though. He cannot break those Lurkers. They're only 8 range Lurkers, but they'll be 10 range in a few seconds. He does catch this rich gas base, which is very nice for Hero, but he's got to defend it and get a 5th base up. And he's got to start adding maybe Disruptors in to deal with the Lurkers. The Immortals can kind of deal with it, but he can't really break the Lurker positions is his big issue right now. He needs Observers to clear up the creep as well as Dark's creep spread is fantastic this game. Does catch those drones in the retreat. Gonna need to take a 5th base and probe back up. This game's gonna go long. Now, Dark is not a great endgame player, but Hero is a terrible endgame player in this matchup. The last year, he has lost all confidence in his ability to play late game Sky Toss, so I think he's kind of feeling a bit of urgency. That's why he's not retaking his 5th base. He feels like he needs to get damage done right now. Dark being very annoying with the Lurkers coming in here. Carrier does get picked off on that left side. These guys are both specialists in the mid game. The early late game, they're both still very good, and they're still good in the late game. They're just not like a Rogue, a Serral, a Classic. These guys that basically really have an exact plan of what they want to do in the late game. They have a perfect unit comp. Hero and Dark do not have that. Dark has a much bigger economy. Yeah, Hero's playing an all-in style. Hero just doesn't want to play late game because he's had so little success there recently. And Dark is massing Lurkers, which counters a ground army well enough. The Stalkers especially are worthless at attacking into Lurkers. The Lurkers can't necessarily kill Hero, but Hero is not expanding, so Hero is kind of killing himself. Oh, the Stalkers try to block, but 18 probes going down. This is why I don't know if there's a hole out there. I don't like walling off the backside of your base. I always like leaving an escape route. High Templar. Uh-oh, one of the High Templar does go down there. That's nasty, losing a full energy High Templar. There's no economy for Hero, and he's playing against a mass Lurker Viper. I just don't know how you break this. I don't think you do, not with this army. He's still got like Phoenix, Void Rays, lots of Stalkers, units that just aren't the best quality for the end game. And Dark's now at 80 workers. He's starting to bank money, and he's getting Lings in as well. Oh no, Hero does not have a lot of money to deal with this. Hero is so all in right now. He's not even warping in units at home to deal with it. He's just like, whatever, jam it in, let's go. But there are 20 Lurkers on this map. There's no spot where there aren't Lurkers. Even if he tries to break the rocks, those Lurkers hitting him from the high ground, the natural is completely gone. Hero is going to try and do an offensive recall to reposition where the Lurkers aren't. Flies over 2 spawns. There's 5 Lurkers there. There's 5 Lurkers there. Oh my god, does he have enough time? Okay, he does kill the Lurkers pretty quickly, but dude, Hero's army is already way down. He's already lost so many units. His main base is getting cleaned up. He's now trying to warp in Zealots. I don't even know if they win that fight. It's 3-1 Adrenal Gland Zerglings, which absolutely wreck. Ducks on the Disruptors. They're getting destroyed by the Lurkers. And this is such good defense for Dark. He's just whittling this army down bit by bit. So many more Lurkers just came up to reinforce. Abducting an Immortal, abducting Mama. Hero has to tap out. Hero, no faith in his late game there. And definitely a questionable build. So Stalkers into Carriers, into Phoenix. Obviously, the fast Spire for Dark is really causing problems for Hero right now. All right, well, we're getting to game 5 yet again. The number of times these guys go to the final game in their series is ridiculous. It's never easy for either of them. I talked earlier about how Hero doesn't like playing against Dark. Well, when you talk about Dark, he says he hates playing against Hero as well. They both feel like the other guy is just... They never get an easy victory. You've always got to work for it. You've always got to work so bloody hard. And is that just... Okay, I think he's just looking to block the expansion. I thought he was coming to proxy because it seemed like a weird angle, but the pathing on hard lead is just a bit strange. Dark fighting back in this series a little bit in that last game. I really do think that fast, like going to Carriers when you're on 80 supply of Blink Stalker, I'm like, this is such a weird build, but Hero has his own way of playing StarCraft. He plays to the rhythm of his own drum. Doesn't occupy himself with what others think is perfect or efficient. Neither does Dark. That's what creates such special, unique gems of games between these two. Probe does see the hatchery. We go into the main and check for the gas and pool timing here. Dark does go for a pretty standard 18 gas, 17 pool, nothing crazy. And back on Hero's side of the map, he of course, 15 workers on minerals, 2 on gas, tells us it's going to be a Stargate play for him. Chat's having a whole debate about how you can't beat Lurkers in Diamond League with Protoss. I mean, there's a lot of army comps you can't beat. For every faction. Thor Hellbat. A lot of Diamonds can't beat Thor Hellbat. A lot of Zergs can't beat Carrier Storm, or even just pure Carrier Void Ray A move even gets a lot of people. I still die to mass pure Carrier sometimes. It's fascinating. Immortal, if you spread out Immortals, you can actually kill Lurkers pretty damn well. Especially if the Lurkers push you. So the thing is, don't get me wrong, even at a very high level, it's hard to break a defensive Lurker position. But if say this is Hero's base, he's got the third there, Lurkers push into this area. If you attack from the left and the right at the same time, especially if you bring some Zealots in from behind, Lurkers become a very bad unit. I've always explained this as Lurkers are like siege tanks. Like, for instance, if you play Lurkers against a Bio tank Terran, it kind of turns into a TVT. It's all about positioning. It's all about setting up in the right spot. And if you ever get your Lurkers or your tanks surrounded by the enemy's mobile units, they just don't perform. But if they can set up a one-directional engagement, those long-range siege units do very, very well. Like, exceptionally well. And the only way to beat it is with your own long-range siege units. So you need your own Lurkers, tanks, or Disruptors, which all do very well at dealing with those units. So the trick, though, is Lurkers are very expensive. A lot of people are like, man, the moment they get Lurkers, there's just nothing you can do about it. You got to realize, if they don't have high-tech Lurker upgrades, they don't do that well. Anyways, drone does go down. Oh, God, this is really good, guys. I don't even know how he got 2 drones already. I thought he only killed 1. Apparently, he got 2. Ling is inside the base trying to distract. 2 drones and a zergling kill. This is a really good start for Hero here. Yeah, I definitely see a lot of people who just balance mine rather than understanding the details of StarCraft. 2 lings come in. Oh! Gets a probe, not bad. He's going to lose a lot of zerglings for it, though. He's disrupting Hero quite a bit, though. So shout out to Dark for doing... Oh, wait, he's got more lings coming. It's not quite an all-in. It's just a good section of lings catching Hero off guard. Good move by Dark. Good move. Very well done. Does hit that famous 44 supply block. He's also missed a full inject in the main base. And the nat... Oh my god, the main and the third both didn't inject for 30 seconds. Ooh, Dark's macro failing him a little bit. Does snipe the probe going for the third at least, which is pretty good. Just to close my thoughts on that, I basically feel like I'm pretty favored versus Lurkers playing PvZ until they get like 15, 20 Lurkers, at which point... Yeah, if I didn't get Sky Toss, I'm probably in trouble. So I'll agree with... Once I get above, like, maybe 15 Lurkers plus, that's when I feel like, oh god, why did I not go Sky Toss? I should have already won the game with my ground army. Because I don't actually play Sky Toss ever, I just don't enjoy it. So I always try to win with ground toss. And you'd be amazed at how many Lurkers and how big, beefy Lurker armies you can kill with that. Oracle comes in, gets 2 more drones there. Sorry, I'll start commentating the game better. Apologies, guys. Bad focus, bad professionalism from Pig. We come here for the professional commentary. 2 drones do go down. It feels like a bit of momentum for Hero so far. He's up 3 workers. Dark hits another supply block by the looks of it. 4 overlords popping all at once. He's going to try and go for the fast melee upgrade, but it's a little bit slower. Last game, he had that really smooth early game, messing with Hero. Hero's got 3 oracles here. How many spores? We got 2. I think it's the natural that might be missing a spore crawler right now. Indeed it is. Oh, he's doing a good job of shooing these oracles away. Dark's vision is lacking, though. He doesn't have an overlord down here. Oh my god, no overlord in the bottom left! He's not watching! Oh! But Hero could have dove and got 10... He could have got 10 drones there. Bit of a mistake there, going for the stasis trap. I guess he didn't realize the queens were so far to the left. Maybe not 10, but at least 5. There's no spore here! There's no spore! Hero just ran away from a single queen! Dark is using zergling counterattacks to distract Hero! And Hero goes, oh crap, I better go home and defend. And Dark is so lucky he did that at that moment. If he did that even 3 seconds later, those oracles kill an entire mineral line. But oh man, Dark actually kills a bunch of workers and pulls the oracle home, gets away with having almost no anti-air. Dark has just pulled a rabbit out of a hat in this game. Absolutely disastrous start to this game for Dark, into him saying, nah, I'm going to use really good sneaky zerg aggression, 7 probes, 3 adepts, keeping Hero on the back foot, and Hero just missed 2 opportunities in a row to get massive oracle damage. And that is something when Hero looks at the replay, he's going to be shaking his head and going, oh, you're kidding me, I just let him do that to me. Are you kidding me? There's still no spore on the natural, but he's assuming there is one. And remember, when you have 3 oracles, 1 spore crawler is not even that big of a problem. Oracle turns on its laser beam, but it's going to run out pretty quickly. Good warp-ins here for Hero. He will deflect that wave. We've got a prism coming out with 4 zealots from the main base. It's a charge opening, guys. And how do you counter a charge opening? Well, there's a few different techniques. Usually you want to go roaches here to help defend. But Swarm Host can be incredible. Mutalisk tech switches can still be good here as well. Just pure Ravager Bane, ain't nothing wrong with that either. Zerglings going up to the third base. Zealots are getting surrounded. They don't have +1 just yet, so they kind of get wrecked by these Zerglings. The +1 melee Zerglings are actually destroying. Hero is so eager to counterattack. He keeps thinking, my oracles keep defending. There's no way you're going to go for another round of Zergling aggression. Dark says, hold my beer. Hero, thinking he's being cheeky, takes a sip out of the beer, realized it was a 300 IQ trap, and Dark peed in the beer before handing it to him. He's pointing and laughing at Hero, saying, haha, you thought you could be the cheeky one and be aggressive with a 4-gate Zealot drop? Heck no. Non-stop ling run-bys from start to finish. 71 Zerglings may have gone down, but he's completely taken the steam away from Hero. Hero's now trying to go Zealot Archon for a big timing, but there's Mass Roach in the way. Roach speed is on the way as well. He's got 20 Roaches out. Mass Roach counters this. Dark's economy sucks. It's only 58 drones, but because he's keeping Hero on the defensive, Hero only now is kind of going, oh, you don't have drones on your fourth. Oh god. Oh god, Mass Roach all-in's coming. So Hero needs to build Immortals. He's starting them now. He needs ranged units, but he's going for a Zealot style. I think his Zealots need to counterattack. Because if Banelings morph with this, he's screwed. Oh, wait, there's no Baneling Nest. Dark forgot his Baneling Nest. Oh no! Dark's like, oh man, I better start Baneling speed now. He's going to have +2 melee, but no Baneling speed. Uh-oh. And Roach speed does kick in. Dark's economy starting to go up in dribs and drabs. Fourth base is undefended. Oracles can easily kill a worker there if they choose. They're going to come home right now because those Roaches are causing problems running Sniper Probe. He's got an Immortal coming down in that Prism. That battery is very exposed, losing some buildings as well. A Roach does go down. Oracles are hovering overhead. They don't want to use their energy just yet, though. They want to save more energy. Looks like he left the door unmanned. That's the Hero special, guys. For those who don't know, Hero grew up in a very kind rural community in Korea. A lot of people don't know this, and they actually believed it was rude to lock your door because it showed mistrust in your neighbors. So culturally, he's never been able to shake that habit. And he said, look, I know people criticize it in my play, but I basically, my value system says neighborliness and being part of a good community that welcomes Zergs into your home. That's one of my core values. I'm not going to compromise that to win a few more dollars playing a video game. Like, what are you guys talking about? It's definitely a true story. You guys can quote me on that, guys. Source is in the source. It's a link below. It's on. It's totally real. Warp Prism Drop's going to go for the counterattack. We've got Zergling, Baneling trying to go in for a run by. Hero's been on the back foot, but Dark only now getting to 71 drones, and that Baneling speed delay is hurting him so bad. Hero's supply is actually getting really nice, but Hero's on Mass Zealot against a guy going Banelings. And the Roach sees it, which means, okay, there's only one way you can play this as Hero. You need to transition. Oh, god damn. Hero! Oh, he leaves the door. He says, welcome, friendly Zerg. He's going to attack into Banelings on the front with Mass Zealot. Oh my god. While losing his wall off and his mineral line to Zergling Bane. Oh my god. Zealots do split to the left to start going after the drones. This attack basically looks like what happens after it looks like he used diaper filled with Indian food. My Hero's build, it looks a little bit like Bigfoot's jangle. I mean, it smells that way at the very least. It's honestly, I'll be honest with you guys, it smells like pure gasoline. That is about as confusing as Sex Panther. 33 Zealots has to be a counterattack force. You want to split those up and attack the edges with the Zealots because they will never be cost efficient in a frontal fight against a player using Banelings. Hero grouped up almost all of his Zealots and headbutted into the Banelings. He did a little bit of splitting, but he still had like 15 Zealots getting hit by a single Baneling at one point. Mass Zealots are not good in frontal fights. The moment Banelings hit the field, you use them to counterattack, to backstab, to pick apart your opponent. You have to fight them in many different areas. You got to try to pick away at the edges and build up that core army strength. But Hero's been on the back foot all game. He felt like, I got to do an all-in. And of course, those Banelings absolutely destroyed him. Dark's efficiency off the chain here, off the charts. And once again, another beautiful hot mess of a StarCraft series between these two. It's unpredictable, it's chaotic, and they're both legends for playing that way. I will be honest and critical in my opinion. Sometimes I miss the amazing mind games and IQ of what they're doing. Other times, I will admit I'm wrong in my analysis, and hopefully I try to recover and explain later what I learned after the game when I went back and looked at it. But I think in this one, yeah, Hero, you know, I think he could have taken a fourth base and tried to build up, but he really needed to get that Prism going, and obviously losing the Prism, not really getting any pressure going. Hero is just not as good at defending as he is at attacking. There are times he pulls off heroic defenses, but it felt like he lost all kind of awareness, situational awareness, one of the first things to go in a hectic game. A couple of Baneling Cocoons go down. The Oracle is getting some good damage. New Prism going across there with an Archon drop. Observer gets sniped by Corrosive Vial, the Dark Special. Archons are going to try and drop on that army. If you can drop on the Banelings and pop them, it's great. But every Baneling that slips through is massive. Immortals dodging the Biles nicely. Ling Bane rolls in the left side. A single Archon left standing there. The probes and tatters. And look at that. Beautiful attack timing from Dark. Really well played. And he does manage to recover a tough start to the series. Dark there. That relentless aggression with the Zerglings. What a way to just keep Hero on the back foot. And you could tell every time he defended a wave, Hero's response was, I'm going to counterattack. I'm going to go harass. He just kept expecting it to be Dark's last pressure of the game. You can go back to this stage in the game and see, look at that. Uh-oh, we're losing a probe. Okay, not too bad. I'll just send another probe out. Send that Oracle across soon. Go do some damage, right? And it seems like things are chilling out. It's going to become a normal game. Zerg's just on the defensive. And he kept getting quite a few drones early, but then bam, in comes the Zerglings. Poking in, poking out. And then the +1 melee starts, and the Zerglings just poking around. Can't really get anything. Seems like it's pretty normal. And this is the point where things got kind of bizarre. Because the Oracles come in, they do a stasis trap when they could have dove in the mineral line. Dark had a big gap in his vision on the top right and the bottom left, which is kind of beginner stuff. And then he pulls the Oracles around, and he could have just flown straight into this mineral line, and he just never realized there was no Spore. And he didn't even see the Zerglings, right? Why does he turn these Oracles around? Is he just not watching? I think he saw a Zergling pop out, maybe? Because he just isn't watching. He sees a single queen, he runs away. He hadn't even seen the Zerglings yet. They hadn't even appeared. Huge blunder by Hero, I gotta say. Huge blunder. And he's trying to be greedy, gearing up into this charge build, and these Zerglings do massive damage. And he skips doing massive damage to a Dark that was not well defended. Dark only had 5 queens and 2 spores. That is not enough anti-air to defend 3 Oracles. But Dark does a great job with the Zergling aggression and finds a victory. Well played by Dark. GG's, mate.